Jesus Christ. This thing's... Pulling it. Pull it more.
Oh, it's pulled.
Hello, we're down at Seven Valley Motorsport with the boys. I was about to name them, but I can't remember their names, which is very awkward. But the car is done. It's been here for 3 weeks. They've turned it around really, really well for us. There was a whole heap of problems, as we probably expected. So it's had new brakes, new clutch, it's had a new four-wheel drive clutch. They fixed the strange knock that was the insides of the prop shaft falling to pieces. They fixed the gearbox by doing stuff.
It's mainly to do with the clutch, that was the main issue.
Mainly to do with the clutch, that's what I was saying, yeah. They've not done anything to make it faster, they've just fixed it. So I'm going to run this around for a few weeks, I'm going to drive it home now, see how it is. And then the boys have pretty much tempted me into having a stage 4.25 done, which should get us another 150 brake horsepower, a load more torque, and make it significantly more obnoxious. To make it, because that's the key. If you've got a car that's fun and quick and dailyable, if you can ruin it to the point where you can't daily it anymore, you can then justify buying another daily. That's different. Straight away, I guess the clutch, turn that off, the clutch isn't slipping, so all of the boostings is boosting. Oh, nothing knocks, nothing rattles. This is going to be a very different proposition. Need to bed the brakes in, need to bed the clutch in, need to not be dead. Doesn't come naturally to me. Oh, so smooth. I've missed this. I have missed this thing. The guys at Seven Valley have done an absolutely bang-on job. I know I'm only just driving the car away now, but the communication, the effort, going the extra mile. There was a couple of bits where they're like, "Oh, you need some of these. These are the ones we suggest ordering." I was like, "You know what? I'm really busy. I was away. Can you just sort it for me?" Like, "Yep, done, sorted." Nothing was too much trouble. I don't know if I'm speaking out of turn, but I know there's a bit of a rivalry between Seven Valley and Lichfield, and I know when I asked in the groups, everyone raved about Lichfield, and there were some fairly unpositive things said about Seven Valley. My experience has been absolutely fantastic. I can't fault them, really can't. As well, they're local to us, so if you have one of these cars or a Nissan GR, a Yaris GR or whatever, I wouldn't hesitate to recommend them. I really wouldn't. They seem to really not just care, but they're really excited to do it. You maybe heard the guy talking before. Needs the aux belt doing. They didn't do it because it didn't want to cost me money that I don't need to spend. But they're like, yeah, just get one, pop in. We'll show you how to do it. Really great. Really, really great. You don't get that with a lot of people, and that's the advantage of a specialist for a particular type of car. They know every little detail about it. Like CE, like if you've got a Volkswagen Transporter, CE Automotive are the people to go to with that. They want me to take these winter wheels off. I've got a set of Pilot Sports at home to go on it. I will do that. I do like winter wheels though. They just said they're not great for the drivetrain on these things. They said they're knacker stuff because of the degree of slip they allow, which is fine. It's fine. I'll do as I'm told, I guess. Need to clean the windscreen. There's nothing worse than a dirty windscreen. Well, there are things that are worse than dirty windscreen. As far as cars go, a dirty windscreen, it's not even dirty, it's just like got that like layer of grease they get on. You know, like when someone's vaped in their car, that's always dreadful. They've got this little Nissan Juke that's running GTR running gear, and that's a thing that a lot of people might think is ridiculous and pointless. I f***ing love it. So cool. There's so much stuff they've done. You know what? I'll go through the list. I'll go through the list of what they've done, and I'll write it out and then send that to Azza, and Azza can flash it up on the screen. The bill was £5.5 grand, which is a lot. But the amount of work they've done for that's phenomenal. It's got 2 new shock absorbers, drive shaft fixed, front and rear anti-roll bars, new discs all round, new pads all round, fixed clutch, fixed gearbox, fixed 4-wheel drive clutch. Load of other stuff. Jesus fucking Christ. This thing's... I dread to think what this is going to be like with an extra 150 brake horsepower. I'm being very careful to scrub speed off the brakes nice and gently. Even the brakes, right? We were really struggling for the brakes. It was going to be two and a bit £1,000 for a new set of discs and pads. They, because they have the connections in that world, sourced a set brand new for £1,200. I love it. Absolutely love it. Still quite a firm ride. Not quite as firm as the GT3, but firmer than the McLaren. Certainly firmer than a Subaru Impreza. Subaru Imprezas have a little bit more give in them. I guess that's the car that we're going to compare this to at some point. Okay, it is Monday don't know why I looked at my watch. The date is not correct on that watch. I only learnt recently how to set the date on a watch. That's very exciting. Where's my phone? It is the 2nd of December, 2024. Az has been off for a week, and as a result, we've been super productive. We've got loads done, and we've documented almost none of it. So, we're going to run you through what we've done. Project Defender has been progressing well. I have in my hands a main dealer invoice for £13.34 for some key fob batteries. So while we change these key fob batteries, I'm going to talk you through what's happened. Matty and Steve came on Saturday to put together the Defender. And they were confident that by the end of Saturday, we would have a working driving car. And we kind of do. I need to put some diesel in it. I've got that in the car. I've gone and got a jerry can. The key fob batteries are completely dead. The bonnet still needs putting on. There's a few bits where they need to adjust some bolts on the wing to pull the panel in. And there's a load of stuff we need to do with the computer in terms of resetting airbag lights and all that kind of stuff. There is a little bit of a worry. There's an airbag light, and we noticed that a piece of trim was hanging off on the A-pillar. So maybe an airbag had gone off and someone's pulled a fast one. So we're going to change these batteries. But we drove the vehicle under its own power on Saturday. Everything felt fine. It pulls straight. Nothing's knackered. The GTR is done. So there's been an issue with the car not detecting the key fobs, and there was a concern that these are knackered because it's been sat with no battery for so long they could need reprogramming. Love it when a plan comes together. My brother said I was mental for doing this one. We are on track. We're on track. Do you want to see?
Let's see.
Let's see. Let's show you. Let's show you. So the replacement front end we got, not brilliant. Spoke to Dunk yesterday about wrapping it in. Probably should have. We'll mute that. We'll beep it. Wrapping in the.
You've already showed the world the orange and black photo.
Yeah, but then you said we couldn't do it because it's got green seats. So this side's pretty good. There's some scratches and bits in the paintwork, which is not ideal, but wet and dry them down, and you could wrap this without any major issue. Alignment at the front's pretty good. The front end that we bought, complete front end, was missing all the headlight covers and trims. And what we noticed, you'll see it in the video that Azza played of the car driving past. This is the headlight that came with the car, and it's like a matrix LED thing. This is the replacement headlight. We got a pair of these. This is like a blacked out gangster headlight, but it's not matrix LED. It's not as bright. However, we've got 2 of these. So that one will be being changed for the other blacked out standard headlight. And hopefully they'll both work without any programming. Because the car came with matrix LEDs, that might cause a problem because modern cars, pain in the ass. So we might end up having to buy another matrix LED. On the flip side, we'll have a pair of standard stealth headlights to sell. And they're worth, you know, about 500 quid each. And a matrix LED is going to cost us about £1,200. So it's not too upside down. So we need to change the bonnet hinges. We need to put the bonnet on. We need to put these pieces in. This has been sprayed bad, or these have been sprayed badly at some point. You can see this. So we'll have to find someone to touch that up without ripping it all apart again. This wing, the bolts need loosening and it needs pushing back in. Shut up, Duke. But maybe. What do you reckon? Look at that! Took a while to bleed the radiator. The replacement radiator that came wasn't brilliant. We've actually got slightly less warning lights now than we had before. So Matty has asked me, and when I say asked me, he said you can if you want, to put some diesel in it, run it up and down, do a few drive cycles and see if that clears a few of the bits. The cameras are all working. Here's our other headlight. So I think we might actually get away with this one. We might actually end up in a vehicle that's probably worth 40 or 45 grand for about 30 grand that I really like. I think the seats are incredibly comfy. I know that's a boring thing to be excited about. It looks super cool. And then I think if we spend a little bit more on having it wrapped and some chunkier tyres and stuff, we'll end up with something that's really super cool. You know what? After being sat in a storage yard for 4 years, changed the battery, put a new radiator on it, replaced a few of the hoses, filled it up with coolant, and away it goes. It runs. Oh, there is a problem. It's in limp mode because it says it's got a blocked DPF. Matty says, because it's only on 5,000 miles, we should be able to regen that, even if we have to wang a load of DPF cleaner into it and stuff. Praying, because I don't want to do a DPF delete, because then it's like, it's always that thing. Every time there's an MOT, it's a stress. The DPFs are thousands for these things, and they're a nightmare to get to. So this is premium fuel. And you can't... Shelv, how do I get a jerry can to go into a modern thing?
Right, find in the boot, there's a filler neck adapter.
You stick your finger in my hole. I changed my own key fobs today. Oh, there is. Rich, you're a genius. It's not true what people. It's not true what people say about you. So I just stick that in there. Yeah. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh, and I've got your O-ring packs there. I went over on Saturday, the door was open, and I said, hello, and no one answered. So I said, I'm going to steal some stuff, and no one answered, so I stole some stuff.
We like that, that's standard.
Yeah, I did ask, I did try.
As long as you shout it loud, that's fine, isn't it?
Can I borrow your machine? Yeah. To reset whatever codes are in there and then see what comes back. I've watched Ryan do diagnostics enough times to know that that's the standard procedure. Bonnet's open apparently. So we've got an airbag warning light. Now none of the airbags have gone off, but that's a little bit worrying because that trim, you can see there's marks on the roof, that trim was off. I mean, it's not the end of the world. If it needs one airbag, we can do that. It's just why fucking hide it? Cameras.
Oh yeah.
They're all dirty, obviously, but CarPlay, everything. Heated seats. Get them on. Heated front windscreen, heated rear windscreen. Okay to drive with caution. So TPMSs are not working. Fill washer fluid. Check fuel filter. It still said I got no miles of range after I put 5 litres of diesel in it. So it was very empty. Emergency braking not available. All the cameras and everything need to be coded.
Is that my seatbelt?
Yes. Fixed. So there's a lot of stuff here to be done, but fundamentally this feels very much like a new car.
I suppose it is.
Like, it doesn't feel like it's pulling all over the place. None of the arms were bent. No heat steering wheel though, lose points for that. And limp mode. Oh, what's that noise?
Could be a bit of rust on the brakes or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Just on us.
You got the snap-on machine?
Hi.
You got the snap-on machine?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Wonderful.
Yeah, TPMSs. Oh, sorry. I'll connect my CarPlay, see if that works. The you'll know, modern cars, the software on this is 4 years out of date.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
So apparently there's loads of stuff that needs updating. How do I do this? Connect phone, add Bluetooth device.
Hugo's phone,
Hugo.
of course.
I bet Hugo was f***ing furious.
Yes.
I'm sure these had CarPlay, but I mean this is the base model. So maybe it didn't. Maybe it didn't on the original ones, on the OGs. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Mhm.
Fucking hell, 2020, still using a lead.
Unbelievable. Hugo would be furious.
Hugo, this is simply not acceptable. That's really awkward now the bonnet's on. Get rid of them. What I'm going to do is take these spanners back to Ryan. I'm not going to touch it anymore. Put the bonnet on. It's a new bonnet. It's got a dint in it, which isn't brilliant, but this is what we got from the complete Land Rover front end. Definitely nothing dodgy about that. And it lines up pretty okay. There's a little bit of adjustment needs in the hinges, but it's all right. I've only lost 2 of the nuts down the firewall. They'll probably shake out eventually. But, it's a big but. I don't know if the bonnet release is connected. I've messaged Matty to ask him. He's not replied. Obviously, the logical thing to do is just to wait for Matty to message back.
But that's not the Ricks.
But that's not the way we do it.
Way
So
you do it.
Dan,
I mean, what happened last time? You didn't wait for a mechanic to get back or something?
I don't know.
The
Remind me.
McLaren window just crashed.
Oh, I did explode the window in the McLaren.
Still want to do it?
Yeah. If you can pull the bonnet release, I'm just going to see if I can see anything moving. Yeah, that's moving a bit.
So in your expert opinion, is that enough?
Is that pulling it all the way out, Dan?
Yeah, it's all the way out.
I don't know. I think I'm probably going to... Oh, Matty's replying. Push the latches down, then pull it. See if it releases before you close the bonnet. Just make sure we did. Pretty sure we did that anyway. Okay, right, so I get a screwdriver. Where's my screwdriver? Of course it's up here. I get my screwdriver and I push the latches down. Ow! Ow. And then once I've done this, Dan will pull the thing and we'll... Not yet. You've not pulled it now, have you? Matty said just push these down, it's easy. Ow. Is there a knack to doing this?
Probably.
Let me try the other one. Ah.
Okay, repeat.
It's about the angle, has it?
Yeah, always about the angle.
6.5 hours later.
Well, that one's... Can you pull the thing? Yeah, it'd be fine, wouldn't it? That's not very straight, is it? You pull the thing again. Keep pulling it. Pull it more.
Oh, it's pulled. Slight problem.
Well, one of them worked. Right. I'll message Matty. So... Just don't tell him that I only checked one of them.
I mean, he's going to watch it.
Yeah, but like after he's fixed it, he's going to watch it.
Okay.
Oh, I see.
You with me?
I think it's just because the whole bonnet is too far over.
Oh, nearly.
Oh, Matty.
I'll put my invoice in later.
So it's... The whole thing is... I suspect those hinges might need changing.
You got new ones?
Yeah. There we go. Panic over. It was just the centre caps that was sticking. It's not lined up brilliantly. So it either needs adjusting on those hinges, which are the original hinges, or you can take these hinges, which are brand new, and put them on. It's up to you which one you want to do. I'm not going to touch it anymore because I feel like I'm just going to it. So Azza's going to go mad at me for this because I'm just filming on my phone. But we're joined yet again by Captain Get Rick Out the Ryan. And we're going to try and force a regen.
See, we can do a regen.
Oh.
I wouldn't see like a DPF.
Yeah.
So if we mission set to 2, if we tell it it's had a new sensor,
Yeah.
it might just reset it.
And this is the correct way of doing this, right?
Yeah, obviously.
Oh.
Switch ignition to position 0.
Great, do it.
Right.
Okay, so you join me on Monday, the something of December. Last time you saw us, me and Dan were fitting the bonnet to the car badly. Matty made me take that back off. Matty and Steve were here this weekend, and they kind of finished off the front end. They're not bodywork guys, so the panel gaps and stuff are a little bit all over the place. But what we've got is something that functionally looks like a cut. But they couldn't get the DPF out of limp mode. Couldn't get it to regen. Me and Ryan have just messed about, and Ryan's kind of done a bit of a trick to get it to think that its DPF is empty. I now need to take it on a long run. But we've just been around the block. Paul's great, runs great, happy days. There was another issue that Matty couldn't resolve, and I don't know if Azza's included, but if not, there should be a bit of footage of all of the codes that we've got with the car. There's millions of codes. And it turns out that they're all related to one module that someone's changed. So Matty went through the VIN numbers for all of the modules on the car, and one called the RCM module is showing the wrong VIN number, which means it's not originally for this car, which is why it thinks that it can't find the pre-tensioners for the seats in the back of the car, the rear, the 7-seat version, because this isn't a 7-seat version, but its module's telling it that it is. The tricky thing with that is that that module has to be programmed by Land Rover. It has to go to the main dealer to be done, and they're like a 6-week wait at the moment. So we're going to try and find a workaround for that. Possibly Adam from Narco Tuning, he's going to get back to me. But what we've got now is something that drives, isn't in limp mode, and I'm going to take it to get an MOT and wheel alignment done tomorrow, and then we can start using it, put some miles on it. It's not perfect, but as I can put in a kind of a rundown of costs, I think we're at about £29,000. And for that, really, really pleased with that. Still need to change that headlight for the right one. We'll go from there.